Hi and welcome back to Cheeky Crypto. Today guys, we're going to be jumping down into the world of XRP, taking a look at what's been going on most recently and what we think is likely to happen next. As I get into this video, if you find it useful and informative, hit the like button, I do appreciate that. If you happen to be new to the channel, then why not go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all the notifications, and in doing so you will be kept up to date with absolutely everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. And if you have not yet joined us in Discord, then the link is in the description down below. It's a fantastic community talking crypto 24/7. It's completely free, and I don't think you'll be disappointed by what you find down there. So why not go ahead and check that out? And if you are looking for a little bit more from the crypto space, why not check out the Patreon services as well in the description down below. We offer a lot more for the Patreon members via the Discord server, everything from AMAs twice weekly through to project reviews, what Chris and myself are doing in terms of buying, selling and staking, trading, and a whole host of additional benefits. So if they sound of interest to you, why not go ahead and check it out in the description down below. Okay, let's make a start with this. XRP paired up with the USDT. On the hourly chart here, Binance is our data source. Now, as you can see, we broke out of the trend line to the downside, and we want to do some sense checks on this. We want to know whether or not we're going in a trend to the downside, or whether or not this is just a temporary breakout, because trend lines are usually reasonably weak. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to just dive into this and see what's going on. So straight off the bat here, you can see that we had two touch points on this side, right? This basically goes from the 21st of October up here on the 25th of October, and again on the 25th. So there's actually 3 a.m. and 11 a.m. And then over here, you can see that we were testing it, we broke it, we then turned it into resistance. Okay, that's just on this area here. Okay, you can see that we were testing, broke it, resistance. Okay, so although I don't like trend lines all that well, this one seems to line up reasonably well with those expectations. Now, looking at breaking to the downside, we were just expecting trying to test this low, and we were looking for 5 more up. So we had 5 here, we had 3 down, we're looking for 5 more up. However, it looks like that is incorrect count, so let's go ahead and adjust. Okay, let's get rid of that. We've got 5 coming in here, and that's pretty reasonable. I don't mind that one. And then the other way to think about it is potentially that there's something else going on somewhere here. So it's either going to be 335, which probably is the way that it's going to go. So I'm going to go ahead and run that in. I think it's going to be more like this. Okay, so I had my placement a little bit off, so I can remove those 5 there. So we end up with that. Then we have this one just coming up here. So again, we can go ahead and adjust. It's going to actually remove a fair few of these right now. And let's just see if we can get this in the right position. Okay, so for that one there, looks pretty decent. I'm going to have to place you... Actually, I think I can see this as a slightly different structure. So up here, we definitely have 3 coming down. That is very, very good. This one, I think, actually... I can grab, get rid of that for a second, come here, put that one up there. That seems to go there, and then actually this one might have to come down here, and we have that 3 waves, come down in 3, come up in 5, and finish there, and then we break down. That makes a little bit more sense on those structures. Now, essentially, we can probably cut out a lot of the noise by making these things ever so slightly bigger. And what I'll do is I'll go ahead and move these over so that we can get rid of the noise. It's basically looking like a big ABC structure. And, you know, you've got a couple of options here. We could leave it like that. And we could have this as an expanding, which actually could work as long as we end up with 5. So let's go ahead and just check. 1, 2, 3, 4. We could argue we have 5 at this point. So let's go ahead and bring this in. Okay, let's do that. Move that to there. And yeah, so that could be then we're in 4, looking for 5. Okay, that works. Okay, so then under that, we would have 1, 2, 3, up here for 4, down into 5. And that there would then be an irregular flat correction, which would be A, B, and C. Okay, so as we kind of neaten this up a little bit, we end up with this structure. So yeah, we're getting a breakdown, we're ending in 5. That's not too bad, and it's nice and neat and tidy. Okay, cool. So let's go ahead and just take a look at our expectations on that. We've got a clear rejection from our trend line. If we go ahead and move this up here, my expectations on this final fifth would put us at 44.53 to 44.06. Okay, so that would be my expectations down here. Let's go ahead and just drop these on. 45.53, 44.53 even, and we'll remove that. Okay, now let's go ahead and take a look. Does this actually relate to anything in here? There's a little bit in there, but I don't think that's the best example. So let's go ahead and just focus in on these lows over here for a second, okay, because they are interesting. If we go ahead and draw a yellow box in on this gap, and we pull that across to the left, we got, that's okay, on this end is okay. I think we could probably come down a bit deeper though, to about here. I like that one, looks better. On the higher end, I think we could probably lift that just a fraction too, to about here. And then if we bring this across, get this overlap. This seems to be an area that we might actually be finding reasonable levels of demand in it. Okay, so it's going to be one of those to kind of keep an eye on. Now, overall, the structure here, there isn't actually too much to it. It looks pretty clear to me, and looks like we come down in 5 here. It doesn't look like we're in wave 4 at the moment. So for the most part, XRP looks like it's going to come down somewhere into this low range. Now, from our stochastic RSI on our hourly, we're overbought. So we're looking for corrections here. Oversold, though, on the 4 and the 8 hours. So progression to the upside after this 5 wave down. We would expect 3 waves up at least. So that would be pretty good. On the daily, we've got the progression to the upside and downsides. It's all possible there. So yeah, for the most part, I think that makes the most amount of sense over XRP here at the moment. Okay, so there's obviously a lot of things going on. I can remove that one. We don't need that one anymore. So for the most part, there's a lot going on with XRP. We've got the Ripple and the SEC lawsuit, and the things that are going on there are pretty positive at the moment. So the 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗔𝗥𝗘 emails and you know, the smoking gun that might be in there, and obviously how you know, people are now saying it's we won't be surprised, or we should be surprised, or we'll be shocked at the level that the SEC have gone to keep these emails out of the public eye. And you know, we shot that, you know, they are not transparent, honest individuals at the SEC. But you know, none of this is really overly surprising for most people who will understand this. So I think we're getting closer to conclusion on that case. I always say that I think it'll be settlement. It hasn't changed. I don't think that the SEC are willing to roll the dice with letting the judge make a decision. So I think they'll be trying to come to terms. And obviously those terms are going to be, at least from Ripple's point of view, the XRP gets you know, clarity over what it is in the US. And it's probably the only reason that you know, Ripple haven't settled with the SEC to this point is that is basically that the SEC don't want to give clarity, because giving clarity to XRP right now would actually open or close a few doors on the SEC in terms of what they could do going forward. So you've got to bear in mind that the SEC can't really afford to lose, because they'll lose a lot of ground in the crypto space from a regulatory point of view, specifically when they try to you know, basically provide clarity through enforcement actions rather than actually providing clarity through regulatory standpoints. We should be concerned about, you know, those, but they can't really risk losing on because they'll lose a lot of ground in the crypto space. So they'll be looking, in my opinion, to kind of come up with some kind of a conclusion that means that they're not going to kind of lose. Now, essentially, I think if it was to go up to the judge, they would. So I think that's why the case will most likely end in settlement. As long as XRP gets clarity, I think Ripple would settle. That being said, we'll all see. No one knows for sure. It's just what I've been saying since 2020, and my views on that haven't really changed. Even if anything, got stronger after how poor the SEC performed during this case. So it is what it is. But yeah, I think once that kind of comes to conclusion, which will probably be some point next year, we are going to see a pretty significant rise in the price of XRP. But for now, it looks like we still have to come down. With a long way to go before this kind of is ready to kind of pop to the upside. But things are looking okay for XRP at the moment. And yeah, for now, we should just expect small price movements to the downside and before we continue our little push to the upside. Guys, I'm going to leave the video right there. If you found this useful and informative, hit the like button. I do appreciate that. If you happen to be new to the channel, then why not go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all the notifications, and in doing so, you will be kept up to date with absolutely everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. With all that said, done and out of the way, I hope you will have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you in the next one.